reforms, while the Republicans won the White House, while they ended up picking up so many seats in the Senate, you know who lost seats? The House, right? Now, should we have a Speaker Jeffries? Absolutely. If North Carolina didn't cheat and take away our seats, we would have a Speaker Jeffries, and we would not be in this situation. But here's the deal. There is no fixing this without the Democrats. We have seen this over and over, and I'm just going to sit back and sip my tea and wait on them to figure it out.
Or maybe sip something stronger. I'm just saying it. Hakeem Jeffries, you talk about Leader Jeffries and say,
welcome to Inside the Daily Gist. How are you guys doing today? December 20th, 2024. Yes, my friends, on this channel, we talk about things going on in the news, things going on the internet, all around the world. We get interested in them. We bring them on this channel, then we talk about it. If it's something you might be interested in as well, please do not forget to join the growing community by smashing that like button. Comment down below in the comment section and do not forget to subscribe. Yes, my friends, let's jump right into it. That was the Democrat superstar, Jasmine Crockett. Y'all know when she comes with fat. Yeah, she went on this MSNBC show, on Alex Wagner's show, and she lay out what is going on in the government as we speak. Y'all know back and forth about the government shutdown. So, she came on, she explained to the American people, and I want us to take a listen to Jasmine Crockett. Then we are going to unpack it on the other side. Let's take a listen to Jasmine Crockett from Texas.
and that is a commitment I've made to everyone. A commitment that lasted approximately 84 days. I don't even have a watch. Earlier tonight, Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries said that if Republicans shut down the government, Democrats will make sure the American people know who is responsible.
House Republicans will now own any harm that is visited upon the American people that results from a government shutdown or worse.
Joining me now is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, Democrat of Texas, a member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, thank you for being here tonight. What is happening in the House of Representatives? This was supposed to be just, a pro forma exercise. They're going to pass this year, and it has turned into an utter debacle with people openly calling for Speaker Johnson to be thrown out of the Speaker's office. How are Democrats looking at this?
Listen, we're looking at this like this is their problem. We have seen this play out over and over in the entire 2 years that I've been in Congress. We know that they had a problem picking a speaker when I first got to Congress, and I thought since they held on to the speaker a little bit longer than they held on to McCarthy, that I could go into January knowing that Mike Johnson would be the speaker, but now they're calling for his ouster. And remember, this is not like one of the most senior members, right? So basically, he had not burned enough bridges, and so they had to go way down in seniority to find someone that they could come to a consensus on. When they swear in January, or when we all try to swear in January, listen, there's going to be less Republicans than we had in the 118th, right? Because the story has not really been told about how strongly House Democrats formed. While the Republicans won the White House, while they ended up picking up so many seats in the Senate, you know who lost seats? The House, right? Now, should we have a Speaker Jeffries? Absolutely. If North Carolina didn't cheat and take away our seats, we would have a Speaker Jeffries, and we would not be in this situation. But here's the deal. There is no fixing this without the Democrats. We have seen this over and over, and I'm just going to sit back and sip my tea and wait on them to figure it out.
Or maybe sip something stronger. I'm just saying it. Hakeem Jeffries, you talk about Leader Jeffries and say, he said in a statement, House Republicans have been ordered to shut down the government and hurt the working class Americans they claim to support. You break the bipartisan agreement, you own the consequences that follow. Am I to understand from that statement that Democrats are willing to see Republicans shut down the government and not bail them out?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I take my lead from my actual leader. I don't work against him, which is what Mike Johnson has to deal with all the time. You know, the lack of cohesiveness on that side is why this has been the most unproductive Congress. People all over X and everything is like, well, they don't deserve anything. They're so unproductive. Let me tell you, the people that y'all keep putting in charge are the reason that we are unproductive, because they don't understand how to govern. And honestly, they don't even have a will to govern. And the fact that they are allowing somebody who basically is a shadow president to come out and tell them what to do, including Donald Trump, because listen, we know that Elon, as they have touted about how they need to get rid of the immigrants, let me be clear, Elon cannot become president of the United States because he is an immigrant who has gained U.S. citizenship later on in life. So he's not qualified to be, or he's not allowed to be under our Constitution. So instead, he decided that he was going to buy a president, and right now he is pulling all this on Trump. But I think that it's funny that they want to talk about money and talk about what we're spending it on, but I've yet to hear that him or Vivek or any of them is going to say, you know what, we know that it would be a conflict of interest if we continue to take the millions and millions of dollars from the federal government that we normally receive. So we are not going to do that while also making decisions about what to do on the budget for the federal government.
I guess the question is, it's chaos, right? The car guy, the rocket guy is now dictating legislative priorities, scuttling bills in the House of Representatives that could shut down the government. The speaker, who was elected after a lot of back and forth inside the House Republican Conference, could be on his way out in 3 weeks. The question, I guess, is, do you worry as Democrats that what might come after Mike Johnson could be potentially worse than what you have now?
I don't think it can get any worse. I mean, here's the deal. We thought that Mike Johnson was even worse than McCarthy, and Mike Johnson had to realize, in order to get anything done, that he had to come and talk to us. Listen, if they want to be successful, then all they've got to do is come together as a caucus. But the reality is that you've got bomb throwers. You don't have a unified caucus, and they are going to have a one-seat majority. What does that mean? Ultimately, they're going to have 217 people, while we have 215 on the Democratic side. That means they lose one vote. If one person, because you have to have a majority, if it's 216 to 216, it fails. Let me tell you, this quote-unquote mandate that MAGA thinks exists, it ain't going nowhere, right? Because they literally can't do the basics. We have passed the least amount of bills in this Congress because of the Republicans. And let me remind you, because you brought up the debt ceiling. Remember why the last speaker got kicked out? It was because he raised the debt ceiling. And all of it, and Trump was the one calling for his head. Now he's like, raise the debt ceiling. You know why? Because his tax cuts, this old con that he has, right, that helps out all the billionaires that he's putting into his administration, or at least is hoping to put into his administration, those Trump tax cuts, they expire in 2025. Mind you, he is the only president we've ever had that in one term ran our debt up to $8 trillion. So he already knows he's about to run our debt up. So he doesn't want to have to deal with the debt ceiling. Instead, he wants us to do it. Listen, I ain't got no favors for you, Trump. When you get here, then yes, you will have the House, the Senate, as well as the White House, and y'all can see if y'all can figure it out. But right now, I am not trying to shut down this government, because let me tell you, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, when you are traveling over these holidays, you may end up with some problems, because TSA is federal government, because those that are doing air traffic control to make sure that we're safe, that's federal government. If you are concerned about the border, let me tell you, that is also federal government officers. And so, yes, if you're concerned about our international security, guess what? Our military personnel will not get paid, all because you don't want to help out those that need help as relates to seniors. You don't want to help out farmers. You don't want to help out our veterans. These are the things that were in the bill. And for those that want to talk about a COLA, let me tell you, there is no language about the COLA. So stop saying that there is a 40% increase. It is actually silent. And you know why? Because there is a law that is in place, because in exchange for a COLA that we give out to our staffers all the time, you know what we had to give up? We had to give up honorariums. We had to give up being able to work on the side. But you know what we also have to do is we have to pay for a house in the district that we live in, as well as we have to pay for housing in D.C.
That is the reality of the pay raise, or I think you're using the official legislative terms for it, that was in the bill that has just been killed by Elon Musk, Donald Trump, maybe even J.D. Vance. I'm not sure. There's so many cooks in the kitchen. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
Yes, my friends, that was Jasmine Crockett. Y'all know when she comes out, she laid out perfectly well, and I believe she did so right here. A lot of people will be thinking government shutdown, government shutdown. They might be thinking it's only going to affect those, people like Jasmine Crooked. You know what I mean? They might be thinking it's only going to affect them. No, this is going to affect a lot of American people. You know what I mean? Because as she referenced, this is holiday period. People are traveling. We are gonna in need of the TSA. You know what I mean? For the security. Of course, we are in need of farmers. Farmers gotta get paid. You know what I mean? If no farmers, no food. So y'all see that even if they still go ahead to shut this government down, just the way Iliamon, suggested it, that the government should be shut down till January when Donald Trump takes over, this is going to affect the regular American people. The rich are still gonna, they're still gonna eat. The rich can still travel here and there anywhere they want to go because they got private jets, right? So, what do you guys think? I believe Jasmine Crooked explained it better. You know what I mean? That this government shutdown must not happen. You know what I mean? And I think it's not going to look good on the Republicans because, as I've said in my previous video, that they made a deal. They just got to keep to the deal. And Democrats, they are not looking like they are in the mood to, to have another deal when they already had a deal, you know, and they are not ready to save Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House. They're not looking like they're ready to save him of his job at this moment. What do you guys think? We just wish they can keep the government open because this is the holiday period. We just want to have a good, regular, you know what I mean, joyful holiday. And by the way, happy holidays to y'all. Let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section. What do y'all think? Do y'all get it better from Jasmine Crooked? Please let's respect ourselves while we comment. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and I appreciate everybody. Bye for now.